Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. It's Teresa here, and today I'm participating in the Renewal YouTube Hop for the Traci Reed Designs creative team. And so I'm going to create a layout here in my 6x8 Life Crafted album for 2023, and I thought I would just do a layout about myself and my husband Alan and just sort of where we are right now, and using some of the gorgeous elements in this collection. I've printed out a couple of journal cards. They're just slightly smaller than 3x4 to fit in kind of a basic grid design. And then I've printed out one of the background pattern papers. And then for the left-hand side of the layout, I took this journal card, the Fresh Start journal card, and sort of creatively stretched it a little bit so that it would fit across the full 7 inches. And then I'm going to back that with one of the other pattern papers from the collection. And so here's where I am in my album so far this year, and I'm going to just jump right in here with the process. I hope that you'll follow along with the other participants today in the YouTube Hop, and we're just going to have a good time working with this beautiful collection, and hopefully allowing you to gain some fun ideas for using this collection. You can see some of the stickers here that I've printed out as well, and then I also have a couple of embellishments from Color Cast Designs. I think I'll pull in, and a couple of stamp sets as well, just from Cocoa Daisy that I've had in my stash. We'll see how those show up as we go along. All right, I'm going to speed us up here and just go ahead and start. And then, of course, my adhesive runs out, because that wouldn't be a thing if that didn't happen right when you're getting ready to start. So I'm just going to go ahead and layer these over top of that pattern paper, and then punch, punch, punch. I'm really loving using the 7 by 8 1/4 inch page size. I like the real estate on these album page sizes, and love that it's kind of a smaller size than 12 by 12, so it's not as overwhelming, and I feel like they come together pretty quickly. And of course, collections like this make it really super easy as well. And so once I have that side punched, then I'll go ahead and punch this side, you know, easy peasy. And then I'm just adhering these pages back to back, and kind of not using a lot of page protectors in this album. I've heard people ask what's the advantage to using page protectors versus not using page protectors. I do recommend using the page protectors if your albums get a lot of wear and tear, or if you have small children, or things like that. But other than that, they seem to be holding up well for me. I've done this a lot for December Daily, and they seem to be just fine. So what I wanted to do is, once I have this is the basic layout design here, I'm going to just pull some of the embellishments out here and see which ones I want to use. And of course, I already have rainbows on the page, so I'm going to bring in some more of those. I was really loving these stars as well, and the florals. The color palette in this collection is just really beautiful with the blues and yellows, and I felt like that went really well with our photo. The photo that I printed here, it's just a single 3x4, a little bit smaller than 3x4, one that we took on Christmas Day, and that's a great way to already have a photo for your next year's album is just to borrow. Just borrow from Christmas Day, borrow from Thanksgiving. That's okay. No one's going to know. No one's going to tell on you. And so I also pulled out some of these word strips and labels, you know, the usual things that I like to include on my layouts, and just bringing in some of the sentiments that I want to bring into this page. I also especially love this January card. Rumor has it that there's going to be one in all of Traci's collections this year, and I'm excited about that. It's a great marker for your albums, and this is the perfect spot for it, right here at the beginning. And so just laying out some of these items here, I'm going to do basically 3 clusters here on this side, and they'll kind of grow and develop as the process goes along, but just trying to kind of make decisions about what goes where. And so I'm going to add this little word strip here to that yellow card, and then another star at the top there, and that will form kind of that visual triangle. And then on the other side, the embellishments that I'm going to add are just going to kind of oppose each other a little bit here. I'm sort of bouncing off of that white space in the journal card, and so adding embellishment cluster on the top left hand, and then also on the bottom right hand of this side. So I started with that little string of hearts. That was so cute, and I felt like that was a great little just border there along that white line of that journal card, just to soften that a little bit. And also I just was kind of tucking some of the embellishments behind and some on top, just to sort of let them cascade over that edge. And then I did want to use like at least one of the January wood pieces from Color Cast. And so I ended up adding the little round piece at the top, and you'll see where that ends up here. And then working on this bottom cluster. And so I started out with the little half circle, had a little bit of word art in that, and then the rainbow, and then building that cluster from that. And I felt like that was a great spot to put the little wood veneer, because it has a little bit of white space behind it to contrast, but it also blends in really well with that embellishment cluster. So that worked out really nice. I like that. And let's see, what else am I going to add here? A couple of little stars, because of course you need some stars. And then I also added the rest of that little heartstring. I tucked that in at the bottom as well, just to repeat that design element there. And again, it's sort of easing this transition between background pattern paper, yellow pattern paper, and the journaling card. So that worked out. And then I realized that I kind of needed a little bit more on this side of the page. So I'm going to pop up these stars with a little bit of foam tape and add a little flower underneath those, just to fill them out a little bit more, help them tie in with the layout a bit more. And then the other thing that I did with this layout was I went ahead and printed out 2 of the Traveler's Notebook signatures to include as a tag inside the layout spread. And so I've already printed those. I cut them down a bit so that they fit more into a tag kind of shape, and punched them and adhered them back to back. And so at this stage, I'm gonna just add just a couple of tiny little things. I added a bit of really plain white twine to tie it all together with. And then added, let's see, on the blue side, I added a little rainbow and the little stem. And then on the white side, I added a couple of little florals. And then to slide it into the album, I'm going to grab one of these inserts. These are from Citrus Twist, and they're just little plastic inserts. You can adhere it to your item that you want to put into your album. They're really handy to have, and they're already punched, and so it's a little bit bigger than the tag. And so I just grabbed my scissors and trimmed that down a little bit to the same shape as the tag. And then that'll be ready to go into the album. I also need to do just a little bit of journaling here. So let me locate my pen here and then write a couple of words for you. So I hope that you will check out the Renewal collection. The links are provided down below. And of course, go and check out all of the videos that have been released today for inspiration. Leave some comments for all of the talented scrapbookers that have shared today. And of course, we hope that you will have a great time working with the Renewal collection, and you'll be able to see all the inspiration on the Traci Reed blog, and you'll also be able to see my layout on my blog as well, and I'll have a link for all of that below too. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.